Good morning, day 89. So did everybody's spring ahead this morning? That's a good sign that spring is on the way. So I forgot about it last night, but it doesn't matter. It's not like I have to get up and go anywhere at any certain time. So I was pleasantly surprised because I do like daylight savings time. I think they should just go permanently to daylight savings time. I know they had talked about it at one point, but never went anywhere. But we'll see. So I think the universe is telling me to do something with my clothes purging because last night I dreamt our local, well, let me explain. Our local Mark's store has some really cheap clothing once in a while. By cheap, I mean really good prices. So last night I dreamt that I bought a ton of clothes at our local Mark's. And then I felt really guilty because I bought all the clothes because I certainly don't need them. And Tom is like my, he's that little guy sitting on the shoulder where he says, you don't really need that, because he doesn't spend money on things like that. And he was there to cheer me on not to buy anything. So anyway, in my dream I did buy them, but then I felt guilty. So maybe it's time for me to go look through all the clothes I have again. Now with clothes, I'm not getting rid of everything, like I've said before, because you never know. You might need to layer if you live somewhere where there's a winter, like here. You may need to layer clothes in order to keep warm. So, but I have way too much still. But anyway, I don't know what today's going to bring yet. I really need to get into planting some more of my starts. And I need to work on my living room a little more. I kind of kept the hard things for last, which is cleaning the couch and trying to figure out a way to keep them off of it while it dries. But for those of you that are new here, by them I mean my dogs. So we'll see. I'll either work on that or maybe I'll work on my setting up my lights for my grow station. All right, well, I'll be back later and see what I'm having for breakfast this morning. Oh, I forgot to add my cream again. What is wrong with me? All right, well, I gotta have my cream. So, anyway, wouldn't be a video without cream in my coffee, right? Okay, I'll be back. All right, hello everyone. Time for a chat and a little cup of tea. Cheers. There is tea in there, but I drank half of it already. So there was no breakfast today. My daughter called me and said, do you want to go to Costco with me? And I know I just was to Costco. But I love spending time with my kids and my grandkids, so I said, sure. I'll go with you. So then she wanted to get one of the Costco pizzas, and their pizzas are a really good deal. They're really big, and they're $9.99. So we got a pizza, and so that was breakfast and lunch. That was a brunch today. So we got that, and then, of course, I said to myself, you're on a no spend for the rest of March. Well, that didn't go so well. So, of course, we're walking around the store because, I mean, when I went, I just got the dog food and their treats, and that was it, and I was out the door. Yay me! Well, today we were walking around the store and I was looking at all the good stuff they had. So I got a few things for the prepper stash because you guys know by now I'm into that. I mean, not like over the top, but you know, I live in a townhouse and have a very tiny yard. So, I mean, I do have room in my house. I could take one of my bedrooms that I'm not using and totally put all my stuff in there, but I'm trying to be reasonable because, like I said, this is the year of reasonable for me. So I asked myself if I thought these purchases were reasonable, and I thought they were. So the first thing I got was these flashlights, and they're a Duracell, and you get 3 of them, and they're a nice size. They're not real big. And I like to keep these around the house just in case the power goes out and you have to grab a flashlight. And the nice thing about these is you can adjust them for far away or near, and they came with all the batteries. Now I think these were like $16.99 for 3, and they're nice and weighty. You know, they're not plastic, they're metal flashlights. So, but the thing I like about them is they are really, really bright. Well, apparently they strobe too, or something. But anyway, so 3, okay, enough of that. They have different settings. I have to figure out how they work yet. But 3 of them for $16.99, which with all the batteries, and it takes 4 AAA batteries. So I thought that was a really good deal. And my flashlights, I had been wanting to get new flashlights for quite a while and just didn't. So, and my flashlights were kind of not in the best shape anymore, and I just had the little tiny flashlights, and they were nice, and I still have a couple of them, but the bigger flashlights I had, they were just shot. You know, I think the bulbs burned out on them too. So I thought that was a really good deal. Then I was watching Red Rose, what is it, Red Rose Acres or Red Rose Homestead. I can't remember quite what the name of her channel is, but you can look up Red Rose, and she has so many good prepper ideas. She and her husband, it's an older couple, they're in their mid-70s, and she's very knowledgeable, and she is very, she teaches you a lot of good things about preparing foods to store. And so she was talking about lanterns for power outages. Now I do have a couple of different ones for that, but I had wanted to get a couple more for a while now. I keep a couple upstairs. I'm going to keep one of these in the basement for my grandson, and then I'm going to keep one here on the first floor. Now this takes 4D batteries, which I don't have in here right now, but it has 1,000 lumens. Plus, what I like about these, it has a port, so you can charge your USB port, so you can charge your cell phone or whatever it is you need to charge. So during a power outage, sometimes that can be a problem. So these were 2 of them for, I think, in like $19.99. I thought that was a really good deal because I had been looking on Amazon and they were way more expensive on Amazon. So I bought those, and then I bought one more purchase which was kind of pricey. It was a Mr. Heater, but it's a small one. It's I think 4,000 to 6,000 BTUs, right there around that range. Now I have a bigger one that they both take propane, but I wanted a smaller one too that I could carry around with me because the bigger one is more a stationary. And it came with the hose to connect to a bigger tank, which I thought was really good. So I have a propane tank, the bigger one, you know, like you put on your grill. I have one tank, but I'm going to get a backup tank, and I think they run about $40. They used to run 30, but now they're around 40 some. So, yeah, I got all that for the prepper stash. So I thought those were reasonable purchases, even though I said I was not going to spend any more money this month. So, well, tomorrow is another day, and I fell off the wagon, so I'm going to get back on the wagon and try and just not do that. So, do you guys have emergency equipment? I think it's a very prudent thing, even if you never use it. I mean, like the little heater, I could use that in my garage in the fall because it's lightweight enough that I can carry it around. Or I could use it on my deck if I want to sit out there on a cooler night. I could use it out there. So I think personally, in my opinion, I think it's important if you live in a colder climate like we do here. I'm in zone 6A, and our winters can be pretty brutal. Like today when I got up, the temperature was only 16 degrees. Now it wouldn't take very long for my house to get very cold. So I always had a little bit of a concern about that. So this year I just went ahead and I just went ahead and bought what I needed to make me feel more secure if that happens, because it's happened before where the power has gone out for a couple days. And in the summer it's not that big a deal because so you get warm. You know, I can live without an air conditioner. But it gets a little difficult when you're in like 16-degree weather and you don't have a heat source. Now I do have some other heat sources. I have a fireplace that isn't a real fireplace, but it does burn those little butane things that you can even get them at the Dollar Tree. And that does warm up the room a little bit. Now, it's not going to be toasty enough so that you can walk around in shorts, but I've used that before in the past. And I also have some of those little fireplaces that you can put the lamp oil in, and it'll burn for a while. So, and I do have oil lamps. I have 2 oil lamps. So between the oil lamps and the lanterns, even if the power goes out, I think we'll be okay. So anyway, that was my day. I had a big fail with the no spend, but it happens. So now I'm going to make some dinner. That pizza really filled me up. So let's see what's for dinner. Day 89. Let's see. All right, I'm going to try something different. I like frittatas, pasta frittatas. So I have macaroni and cheese here from yesterday, and there's quite a bit in there yet. So I'm going to have that. And I'm also going to need a little bit of milk. I want to use up that soy milk before it gets too old. And I want 3 eggs, which I'll have to get. I'll have to get those out. I can't do it like this, holding one hand. And I also have a piece of tomato. And I have some lettuce. So I'll meet you at the stove. All right, I'm back. I got my 3 eggs out. Eggs are good for your garden. So I'm going to do the 3 eggs. And I got the other day when I actually went for my produce haul, which also includes eggs and cheese if I need it. Okay. But no freezer food. Alright, so I have 3 eggs, and I'm going to put about a tablespoon of soy milk. You can use regular milk, you can use cream, whatever you have. Not too much, I don't want them too, this will make it fluffy, but I don't want it too fluffy. Alright, now to that I'm going to add some garlic salt. Not too much. I'm going to add some thyme. It's always a good idea to put it in the palm of your hand so that just in case you get too much, you can put it back. I have some basil. Basil always goes really well with eggs. And this is all to taste. And some parsley. Alright, then, now I already have cheese in the macaroni and cheese, but I'm going to add a little bit of this grated topping, and this is salty too. That's why I don't want to add too much garlic salt. But use Parmesan cheese if you have it. I don't have any grated up, and I'm not going to grate any. I have some vegan Parmesan cheese, but I'm saving that for a vegan dish because this is obviously not vegan. But it is vegetarian. Some pepper. And that's it. I'm just going to beat it up. Now you want your macaroni and cheese to be cold because you don't want to make scrambled eggs by adding hot pasta to your mixture. And this is going to be a frittata, which is kind of an Italian omelet. So I have here a nonstick pan. And I'm going to just add my egg mixture. Oh, I think you can see that. Okay. Now, before I turn the burner on, I'm going to add my macaroni and cheese. And you can add as much macaroni and cheese as you want. Now, you can make this just with regular pasta, but I already have the macaroni and cheese. And I want to use this up. So, let's see, a little bit more. I like frittatas. Frittatas are good with veggies. You can make them with, tomatoes and eggs are really good. Alright, I'm going to mix this pasta in with the egg. Alright, that should be good. You can use any kind of pasta. I just happen to have the mac and cheese with the elbow pasta. Alright, now I'm going to turn this on a lower setting. And I'm going to put a cover on here to cook the egg. And I'm going to let it cook depending on how high. You don't want to cook this on too high. But I'm going to cook mine like on medium, low, like about a 3. I have an electric oven or stove, so about a 3. And then I'm just going to let this until it solidifies, and then we're going to turn it over and bake the other side. Alright, I will be back when this is ready to flip. Okay, my frittata is golden brown on the bottom. So now I'm going to take a plate. I want to flip this. And hopefully this goes okay. This is a heavy plate. And then I'm going to cook the other side of the frittata. And just let it lightly brown. In the meantime, I've made a tossed salad with lettuce. That's romaine, that's my preference. Tomato, croutons from the Dollar Tree, cheese and sesame, some of these crispy onions, some pepitas, and some celery. So, and then I'm just going to top that with some Aldi's ranch dressing. And I'll be back when this is all done. This is looking beautiful. Okay, my frittata is done. Now this is enough to feed 2 people, and I know I won't eat it all. But if you have a bigger frying pan and you have a bigger family, you can do the same thing. I'd recommend to use a non-stick frying pan. I didn't use any oil with this at all, but it's a great oil-free recipe. So I know I'm not going to eat all this for dinner, but I'll probably eat the other part of it for breakfast. So I'm going to plate this up and I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. I'm going to top mine with just a little Frank's. I like Frank's on my eggs. You could also top it with a little Tony Chachere's if you have that. Or nothing at all. Salt and pepper. Alright, so here it is. Dinner, day 89. Alright, my friends, I am going to eat my dinner. I hope you had a good day, and I hope tomorrow is an even better day. I had a great day. Any day I spend with my family is a great day. So that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching.